Number one of the weapons that narcissists will use against you and probably already are using against you at this very moment is triangulation plus enmeshment. Now, what we got to understand before we dig into this, because this is really foundational, this is basal, you got to get this. There is a battle going on if you have been abused or are being abused by a narcissist. The battle, you can't escape it. It's there. You may wish it would go away. You may gray rock it, and that's a good thing to do, but under circumstances, but the battle is still there nonetheless. Where is this battle being fought? Where is it happening? Well, it's not happening in the mind of the narcissist because he or she already knows that he or she is wrong. You don't have to convince them of anything they already know. They already know that they are abusers and that you are the abused. They don't care. So where's the battle? It's not going on in your mind because you too know that they are wrong and you are right. And if not, then, well, you've been successfully gaslighted. Okay, so where is it? Well, the battle is going on, is being waged in the minds of other people. A lot of other people. Now, I think a lot of you are familiar with narcissism and how it works, and you understand this thing about what people call flying monkeys, or I call them narcissists by proxy, or some people call them agents. And you know how this works. The narcissist is out to get you. He wants to destroy you, or she wants to destroy you for no other reason than to boost his or her ego. They are serial character assassins. They are serial character killers. Not serial killers, well, some of them are. You know, a tiny number of them are, but these people are not killing you physically, but they are killing your reputation. Can't kill your character because, well, that's untouchable. Well, how do they destroy your reputation? They do it this way. And I'm thinking most of you already understand this, but they go after your friends, family members, maybe your neighbors, people that you work with, people that you have known in the past, maybe people you go to social clubs with, affinity groups, lodge, or maybe some other affinity group if you have an interest in, I don't know, cars or whatever, or people you go to church with, they will go and tell those people how horrible you are. Now, here's the problem. They believe them. Absolutely bizarre. Why would anyone, and they know you, you know, these third people in the triangle, they know you, some of them, they know you from the past. You may have been very kind and considerate to them. They know it's nonsense, or they should. They should. But as the Bible says, faith comes by hearing, and that's not just the Bible, that's psychology. We tend to believe what we hear. And along comes the narcissist, flat out lying, winding this horrible tale about you being the bad guy. And it works. The question that people always raise is, why do they do that? Well, the reason they do it is they're building this army of protection. This wall of protection made up of people, of their private army of narcissists by proxy, so that you can't get to them. Inevitably, what they will do is the narcissist, he will tell his flying monkeys that, it's really best that you don't even talk to this person being you. Don't talk to him. Why don't they, or her, if you're a woman, why don't the narcissist want the flying monkeys to communicate with you? Because they don't want them to hear the truth. And as we said in a recent video, the worst enemy of the narcissist is reality. It's the truth. Number two is this: distortion. So this is the second weapon that narcissists will use against you. What they love to do, what every narcissist loves to do, is belittle the person he or she is abusing. Love to belittle you, make themselves look bigger when compared to you. You know, you ever been to the beach and you see these guys with the big muscles? They don't mind taking their shirts off, and then they like to hang around guys like me that don't have muscles. You know why? Because, well, I've got muscles, they're just not noticeable. But why do they like to do that? Well, when compared to me, they look bigger. I mean, they look big to begin with, but compared to me, they look even bigger. Kind of a silly metaphor, isn't it? Maybe not, because in effect, that's what narcissists like to do. They like to take you and belittle you, to make you look smaller, make you look dumb, make you look ridiculous. Sometimes they will do it in your presence when other people are around. They will say something that makes you look ridiculous. They may even make fun of you, joke about you. You've been there, right? Well, if he's or she is willing to do that while you are there, imagine what they're doing when you are not there. That's one of their weapons. That is the second weapon in their arsenal, is this distortion of reality. Now, it's not just belittling in the sense of ridicule, but sometimes it is in the sense of manufacturing a distortion of your character. That is, they will try to destroy your reputation. That you have a very poor reputation. You're dishonest, whatever they'll say about you. And of course, they project themselves as being very honest and upright. And if you're in a religious setting, they pull that into it as well. Speaking of you got some kind of a spiritual flaw. Maybe you got a sin problem, whatever. They just make this stuff up, but they're believable. But they present themselves as they're just all that. They're very proud of the fact that they are so humble. Number 3, what I call aversion and amplification. What the narcissist will do, and I think it's safe to say inevitably because I've never seen an exception to this, but the narcissist will falsely accuse you of abusing him or her. Let me say that again. The narcissist will falsely accuse you of being the abuser. So what then is the narcissist? Well, he presents himself or herself as being the abused. I call that flipping. I talk about it a lot in my videos. Everything is upside down. Everything is reversed. You know better, the narcissist knows better. And there's a few people that know you very well, and they know better. And there's some people who have been victims or victimized by the narcissist in the past, and they know better. But most people don't. They hear it, they believe it. As we said earlier, faith comes by hearing. So they have no reason not to believe it because they don't know you that well. They think they know the narcissist, good buddy, charismatic guy. But they really don't, and they just believe it. Now, what is weird is while the narcissist is trash-talking you in this smear campaign, often they are trash-talking the same people they are talking to others. That makes sense? They have these triangles going on all the time, multiple places. They're not fighting on one battlefield, they're fighting on many battlefields all at the same time. I don't know how they keep up with it, but they love it. They enjoy it. They just immerse themselves in it because it is such a boost to their ego. The lies for the narcissist, I'm thinking about this. Lies, not just for the narcissist, let's redo that. Lies are boundless. You can make up a lie about anything, and you can spend your entire life or 100 lifetimes just making up stuff. Fiction, just make up stuff. But the truth, reality, that's pretty much limited to the truth. If it's embellished, then it's no longer the truth. It's the truth plus something else. It's contaminated. So the truth is singular, whereas lies are infinite. There's no comparison. You can come up with a lot more lies than you can with truth. And people who investigate for a living, I'm talking about like police officers, who investigate crimes, and they will do interrogations of suspects. They will bring them in to get to the truth, because the lies, they're endless. So what they will do is they will talk to the suspect in an interrogation room. Okay, nice conversation. Then they will have the suspect come back at a later date and talk to him again and have him tell the same story. Why do they do that? They already got the story. Well, they say, well, there's a couple things missing here. No, what they want to do is they want to compare story number 1 with story number 2. They're looking for conflicts. They're looking for inconsistencies. That is the fatal flaw of the narcissist. They never can get the story straight because it's a lie. But they add enough truth to it that it sounds like it is real. So they avert and they amplify. They avert the truth, and then they take those lies and they amplify them. But again, let me reemphasize this. There is this thing called cognitive dissonance. That while the narcissist is out there presenting himself as the good guy, the hero, the victim, and the hero, at some point, all of his stories are not going to add up. There's going to be a mismatch, many mismatches. There's going to be an imbalance. Could be while he's out there projecting himself as being Mr. Wonderful or Ms. Wonderful or whatever. This guy could have a criminal record, and a lot of them do. Surprising. He may have other victims, almost certainly. He or she has other victims in his or her past. Probably a ton of them. But the flying monkeys don't know about that. So this person is amplifying the story, the narrative, the false narrative. There's some conflicts in there. Guarantee you there's a lot of conflicts in there, and that will be their downfall. So the weapon that they are using against you, watch this. You paying attention? This weapon of amplification, of aversion and amplification. Averting it away from them, but amplifying it, putting it on you. It's going to come back and hurt them. It's like, imagine a little bug, and there is a, you know what a steamroller is? It's going to roll all over them. So, yeah, I'm not saying just go ahead and let them talk, but you may as well, because you can't shut them up anyhow. Number 4 is what I call, for lack of a better term, flaw faking. This is really damaging. This is a weapon that is so hurtful, because what the narcissist will do, this guy that you thought was your buddy, this individual that you thought you were in love with, or whoever it happened to be, you thought was your closest family member or dear family member maybe, when they are talking about you, when they are broadcasting these lies about you, the smear campaign, what they are doing is they are presenting you, they are inventing, making up flaws in your character. Now, these may be rooted or grounded in truth. But remember, if you take a truth and you embellish it, it's no longer the truth. Or if you take the truth and you omit something out of it, lying by omission, that's no longer the truth. But still, they will fake flaws about your character. One of the most damaging things that I have personally experienced coming from the mouths of narcissists is when they tell other people about my flaws. And by the way, we all have them, but these people make them up. It's like they actually miss our real flaws because they're so focused on making them up, they don't even pay attention to the real ones. And people believe them. And that can be very painful, particularly if you are rejected by those people. But you can thank the narcissist because you thought they were your friends, these other people, these flying monkeys. Guess what? He helped you out. She helped you out. She revealed to you that you thought this was your friend, and guess what? No, they weren't. So thank you, narcissist. The 5th weapon we want to talk about is what I call rationalization. By that I simply mean everything they do, they excuse it. the narcissists that I've encountered anyhow, they are masters at explaining things. You know, it's if they are found out, the way they will approach that, at least from my experience, is they will say something to the effect, you know, that's just a big misunderstanding. Let me explain it to you. Let me explain to you what really happened. And then they lie. But they create something that sounds very, very true. And they're making themselves acceptable. They're making themselves acceptable, and what else? Respectable. They create this illusion. They're putting on this mask. They're putting on a costume. That is something, presenting themselves totally different. Putting on their clown makeup, stage makeup would probably be a better way to say that. They're putting on their fake hair, you know, totally different person. Kind of like a secret agent in disguise. Well, you know, eventually some of that is going to come off. But in the meantime, these flying monkeys, this, again, remember, this is where the battlefield is. These narcissists by proxy, this army that the narcissist is forming against you and to defend himself, they got to believe it. They are going to fall for it. They do. Very sad, very tragic, but that is a reality of life. But when we are in the battle with narcissists, and as I said at the very beginning, it doesn't matter. If you don't like it or not, the fact of the matter is you are in the fight. You may not want to be, and you can go gray rock, which is usually a good thing, but you're still in the fight. And it's being fought even as we speak. There's some narcissist out there talking about trash talking somebody else who doesn't deserve it. The narcissist in my life, far as I know this very minute, they got somebody cornered. Some mutual friend, somebody cornered. They may be talking to them at the Sam's Club, Walmart, could be at church, could be in the parking lot somewhere, could be in I don't know, I'm just making stuff up, could be in a restaurant, pizza parlor, I don't know, wherever they meet people. Could be on the telephone. They love to use the telephone. Or at least my narcissist did. Love to trash talk me and others on the telephone. But those are the realities. They use these weapons. We can't get out of it by pretending they don't exist. We say, well, I just forgive the guy. Well, go ahead if you want, but he's still going to attack you. She is still going to attack you. That doesn't get the battle. That doesn't end the battle. Phrase it that way. Do you see on the screen those two rectangles? They are there for you. You want this conversation to keep going, just click on one of those and we just keep on talking. If not, well, thanks for stopping by and we'll see y'all next time.